Okay, so imagine this. You could be like asking your AI to just make an image for your presentation.
Oh, wow.
Or even book a table at a,
Yeah.
restaurant that everybody's talking about.
Right.
That's kind of the future that Google's hinting at with this Gemini 2.0 that they just
Yeah.
announced. And we got their blog post hot off the presses, December 11th, 2024, and it is dense.
Yeah.
But that's why we do these deep dives, right?
It's fascinating. This is really like an evolution of Google's core mission to organize the world's information.
Right.
But now they're making it actually useful.
Right.
Like Sundar Pichai's vision is really about AI that doesn't just passively sit there,
Right.
but can anticipate your needs and help you accomplish things.
Yeah, that's a huge leap. I remember when Gemini 1.0 was announced, and even that felt like a game changer.
Yeah.
With its ability to handle all these different types of input like text and images and audio and code.
Yeah.
But this 2.0 version seems to be on another level.
Right. 1.0 was impressive for sure, especially with that multimodal capability.
Right.
It was like it could read a recipe, but also look at a picture of the finished dish and make the connections between the two.
Right.
But now Gemini 2.0 takes that foundation and adds some truly groundbreaking features.
Like what? Give me the highlights.
Well, for starters, it can generate images and audio natively.
Okay.
So instead of just understanding pictures and sounds, it can create them.
Wow.
So say you need a custom image for presentation.
Right.
You just describe it to your AI, and it can make it for you.
Wait, so I could be like, hey, AI,
Yeah.
create an image of a cat wearing a tiny top hat,
Right.
riding a unicycle on the moon.
Exactly.
And Gemini 2.0 could actually make that happen.
Exactly. That's what it can do.
Wow.
And the same goes for audio. Like, imagine saying, generate a voiceover for this video that sounds like a friendly robot,
Okay.
and boom, there you have it.
That's what I call useful information. But there's more, right? Because I keep seeing this native tool use thing pop up.
Yes.
And I'm not really sure I understand what that means.
That's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Native tool use means that Gemini 2.0 can directly interact with other applications,
Okay.
not just understand them.
Right.
So think search Google Maps, Google Lens. All of these become tools your AI can actually utilize.
Okay.
So you could potentially ask your AI to find the best Italian restaurant near you.
Oh.
Check the menu, make a reservation,
Oh my gosh.
and even guide you there using Google Maps.
Wow. So it's not even just about generating content anymore.
Yeah.
It's about doing things in the digital world based on what I need.
Yeah.
That's almost like having a personal assistant that can navigate the internet for me.
And that's just scratching the surface.
Whoa.
Because Google's also emphasizing something called Gemini 2.0 Flash,
Yeah.
which is specifically for developers.
Got it.
And they're talking about its speed and low latency, which is basically how quickly it can respond to requests.
Right. Which makes it perfect for real-time applications. Yeah, so they're letting developers loose on this thing through platforms like
Exactly.
Google AI Studio and Vertex AI.
Yeah.
Sounds like they want to see what kind of crazy innovations people can come up with.
Yeah, they really want to see what people can build with this.
But they've been busy themselves, haven't they, with using Gemini 2.0 to create some pretty wild AI agents.
They have.
Yeah.
They're not just releasing the technology, but they're building on it themselves.
Okay.
The blog post is full of examples of these agents.
Right.
And these aren't just like passive tools. They're proactive helpers designed to anticipate your needs and assist you in various ways.
Okay, so break it down for me.
Okay.
What kind of AI agents are we talking about here?
Well, let's start with Project Astra, which is their really ambitious vision of a universal AI assistant.
Okay.
So imagine an AI that's always with you, ready to help with anything you need, from scheduling appointments to researching topics to controlling smart home devices.
Wow.
They're even testing it on Android phones and prototype classes,
Oh, wow.
which really suggests a future where this assistant is just seamlessly integrated into our lives.
Like a super smart sidekick who's always one step ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of advancements are they making with Project Astra?
Well, one of the things that they're really focused on is enhancing the dialogue capabilities.
Okay.
So making it feel more natural and conversational. The AI can handle multiple languages, even mixed languages in the same conversation,
Wow.
understands accents and uncommon words.
So I could be talking to my AI in English
Yeah,
and then seamlessly switch to like Spanish or
Yes.
Mandarin and it wouldn't miss a beat.
exactly. It's all about breaking down those language barriers.
Oh, that would make traveling a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly.
What else is special about Astra?
Well, they've significantly expanded its tool use.
Okay.
So remember that native tool use we were talking about? Astra takes full advantage of that,
Yeah.
tapping into Google Search Lens maps. to accomplish all sorts of tasks.
So it's like a personal assistant that's also a walking encyclopedia.
Right.
With built-in GPS.
Exactly.
Okay, my mind is officially blown.
Good.
But Astra's the universal assistant.
Yeah?
What about this Project Mariner?
Yeah.
I read that it can interact with your web browser.
Yes.
And that sounds like it could totally change how we use the internet.
It really could. It's designed to understand not just the text on a web page,
Right.
but the images, the videos, even the underlying code.
So instead of just searching for keywords, it can understand like the context and relationships between information online.
Exactly. It's like having an AI that can actually see and comprehend the internet the way we do.
Wow, that's next level.
It is.
Yeah.
And it can use that understanding to help you navigate the web much more efficiently.
Okay.
So think about researching a complex topic.
Right.
Mariner could summarize key points from multiple websites,
Wow.
identify the most credible sources, and even generate visualizations.
That would be a dream come true for anybody who spends hours researching online.
Students, researchers, journalists, you name it.
Okay, so Mariner is wild.
It is.
But before we go too far,
Yeah.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
What about the ethical considerations?
That's a really important point.
Because if an AI can control my web browser,
Right.
what's to stop it from, like, making purchases without my permission or sharing my information?
You're right to raise those concerns.
Yeah.
And to their credit, Google actually addresses that in the blog post.
Okay, good.
They emphasize the importance of security and responsibility.
Okay.
They outline a number of measures they're taking to mitigate those risks.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Jules.
Okay.
This AI agent that's designed to assist developers.
Yeah.
This sounds like it could have a huge impact on the software industry.
It really could.
Yeah.
Jules is designed to help with all sorts of coding tasks.
Okay.
Imagine having an AI that can identify bugs in your code, suggest solutions, and even generate code snippets.
Instead of spending hours debugging code, you could have this AI help you find the problem.
Exactly.
And even suggest solutions.
That's right. It's like having a senior developer looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, that would be a game changer, especially for new developers.
Absolutely. It would be so valuable.
Wow.
And Jules isn't just limited to debugging.
Okay.
It can help with brainstorming, generating code for repetitive tasks, and even optimizing code for performance.
So we've got this universal assistant, this web browsing co-pilot,
Right.
and now an AI that can help us code.
That's right.
It seems like every aspect of our digital lives is about to be affected by this technology.
It really does. And those are just a few examples.
Okay.
Google also mentions that they're using Gemini in other areas like gaming and robotics.
Really?
They've created AI companions for video games that can interact with players and offer guidance.
So I could be playing a game and be like, hey, what's the best way to beat this boss?
Exactly, and it could help me out.
Exactly. It's like having a personal game guide right there with you.
Oh my gosh.
Enhancing the experience.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
What stands out to you the most from this initial look at Gemini 2.0?
I think for me, it's the ambition of it all.
Yeah.
Google is really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI, not just in terms of the technical capabilities, but in how it's applied.
Right.
It's not just building tools anymore.
Yeah.
It's about building these intelligent agents that can interact with us in more natural and helpful ways.
I totally agree. It feels like we're at the beginning of a big technological shift.
Yeah.
And it's exciting, but also a little bit scary.
Yeah, it is.
But that's what makes these deep dives so fun, right?
It is.
We get to look at all this cool new technology and think about what it all means.
Absolutely.
But before we get too carried away with all the amazing possibilities, we need to talk about responsible development of this technology. We do. You're absolutely right.
They've mentioned some safeguards.
Yeah.
But it deserves a closer look.
It does. It's a really important topic.
So let's dive into that next time.
Sounds good.
Welcome back.
It's crazy to think about how fast AI is developing,
It is.
Moving from these basic tools to these like really complex agents that can do all this stuff for us.
Yeah, they can anticipate our needs and interact with the digital world in these really complex ways.
And it's not just theoretical anymore, right? Like Google's actually building and testing these agents.
Yeah.
Remember Project Astra, their idea for this universal AI assistant?
Yeah.
They're actually testing this on Android phones.
Yeah.
And even prototype glasses.
I know, it's really exciting.
Yeah.
And they've made some big improvements since they first announced it.
Okay, like what?
Well, for one thing, they've been working on making the dialogue
more
natural and intuitive. the AI can actually understand and respond to multiple languages.
Even mixed languages in the same conversation.
Get out!
It can handle accents and uncommon words with no problem.
So I could be talking to my AI in English
Yeah.
and then just like seamlessly switch to Spanish or Mandarin.
That's the idea.
And it would understand me perfectly.
Yep. It's all about removing those language barriers.
Wow, that would be so helpful for traveling.
Right.
What else have they improved?
They've also really expanded Astra's ability to use tools.
Okay, so that native tool use we were talking about.
Exactly.
Astra can actually use things like
Yeah.
Google search and Lens and Maps to actually do things for me.
Yeah, imagine asking your AI
Okay.
to find the best vegan restaurant in a new city. Check the menu for gluten-free options. Make a reservation and then guide you there using Google Maps.
Oh my gosh.
All of that could be handled by Astra.
That is amazing.
Seamlessly integrated with the apps and services that you already use.
It's like having a personal concierge who knows everything about me and can do anything online.
Exactly.
But you know what else I was really impressed by?
What's that?
They said that Astra can remember up to 10 minutes of conversation now.
Yeah, that's a big step forward.
Which is a big jump from what it could do before.
Definitely. It means that the AI can develop a much deeper understanding of your needs and preferences over time.
Okay.
So it can give you more personalized and relevant responses.
Oh, give me an example.
Okay, imagine you ask your AI to remind you to buy flowers for your anniversary.
Right.
Instead of just setting a simple reminder, it could remember your past conversations and remind you what kind of flowers your partner likes.
Wow.
And maybe even suggest a nearby florist that has same-day delivery.
Okay, that is anticipatory AI.
Right.
That's amazing.
But enough about Astra for now.
Okay.
Let's move on to Project Mariner.
Okay, yeah, the one that interacts with your web browser.
Yeah.
I'm still not totally sure how that works.
Okay, so basically Mariner is like an AI co-pilot for your internet browsing.
Okay.
It sits in your browser and watches what you're doing, and it uses its understanding of the web to help you out and automate tasks.
Okay.
What makes Mariner different is that it can understand not just the text on a web page, but also the images and videos and even the code.
So it's like it can see the web the way we do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In a much richer way than traditional search engines.
Okay, so instead of just looking for keywords, it can actually understand what's on the page and what it all means.
Exactly. And it can use that to help you browse the web more efficiently.
Give me an example.
Okay, say you're researching a new laptop.
Okay.
Mariner could find product pages for you, analyze reviews, compare specs and prices, and even point out potential problems based on common complaints.
It's like having a tech expert right there with me.
Exactly.
Helping me figure out all the information.
Guiding you through it all.
That would be so helpful.
Right. Especially when you're dealing with something complicated.
Yeah, like buying a computer.
Exactly. But Mariners can do more than just research products.
Okay, what else can it do?
It can also automate tasks.
Okay.
Like filling out online forms, booking flights and hotels.
Oh my gosh.
Even managing your online shopping carts.
So no more PCCHA challenges.
Hopefully not.
Or dealing with confusing checkout processes.
Oh. It can handle all of that for you.
Okay, now you're talking my language, but hold on a second.
Yeah.
If an AI is controlling my browser and buying things for me, what's to stop it from going crazy?
That's a valid concern.
I've been spending all my money.
And Google seems to be aware of that.
Okay, good.
They mentioned some safeguards they're putting in place.
Okay.
Like requiring you to confirm any purchases.
Right.
Or before it shares any sensitive information.
So it's like a safety net.
Exactly.
To make sure I'm always in control.
You got it.
Okay. That makes me feel better.
Good.
But let's switch gears again.
Okay.
And talk about Jules.
Yeah, the AI agent for developers.
Yes. I want to hear more about how Jules could change the software industry.
It could be a real game changer.
Okay.
Imagine having an AI that can help you with every part of coding.
Yeah.
From brainstorming solutions to debugging to improving performance.
That is a really powerful idea.
It is. It's like having a whole team of senior developers right there to help you.
Okay, but how would Jules actually work?
Okay, let me give you an example.
Okay.
Imagine you're a new developer working on a tough project.
Okay.
And you get stuck.
Yeah.
You can't figure out why your code isn't working.
Right.
Instead of spending hours searching for answers online, you could just explain the problem to Jules. Jules could look at your code, find the mistake, and even suggest ways to fix it.
Wow.
based on its knowledge of coding, best practices, and common errors.
It's like having a virtual mentor
Exactly.
who can teach me how to be a better coder.
It would be so helpful for anyone starting out.
That is amazing.
And Jules can do more than just debugging.
Okay, like what?
It can help you generate code for repetitive tasks. It can find security vulnerabilities.
Wow.
And it can even suggest ways to make your code more efficient.
So it's not about replacing human coders.
No.
It's about making them better.
Exactly. It's about augmenting human capabilities, not replacing them.
So it's more of a collaboration between humans and AI.
Right. Working together to create better software.
And that seems to be a theme across all of these AI agent projects.
It does, doesn't it?
It's all about finding ways for humans and AI to work together to achieve more.
Combining their strengths.
Okay, so we've talked about Astra, the universal assistant, Mariner, the web browsing co-pilot, and Jules, the developer's helper.
Right.
Are there any other agents that Google is working on?
They mentioned a few things about gaming and robotics.
Okay.
In gaming, they're building on their work with AI-powered game development tools. They're creating AI companions that can actually interact with players.
Wow.
Offer guidance, and even provide real-time information.
So, like, I could be playing a game and ask my AI companion, hey, what's the best way to beat this boss?
Exactly.
And it could pull up a wiki article or a YouTube video showing me exactly how to do it.
That's right. It's all about making the gaming experience more immersive.
That's amazing.
And in robotics, they're trying to use Gemini's advanced capabilities to control robots in new and innovative ways.
Okay, so give me an example.
Okay, imagine robots that can not only do pre-programmed tasks, but can actually learn and adapt, solve problems, and even interact with humans more naturally.
Okay, that sounds like science fiction.
It does, a little bit.
But also amazing.
It's powerful technology for sure.
Yeah.
We need to make sure we use it responsibly.
Absolutely.
Okay, so before we get into the ethics, which we'll definitely talk about in the next segment, what stood out to you the most?
I think for me, it's the shift from AI as a passive tool to AI as an active agent.
A big shift.
Like, these agents aren't just responding to our commands anymore. They're anticipating our needs. They're understanding our context. And they're taking action to help us
They're proactive
in ways that we might not even have thought of.
I agree. It's a really fundamental change in how we interact with technology.
I think it has the potential to revolutionize everything.
I think so, too.
I'm excited, but also a little bit scared.
Me too.
But that's what makes this whole thing so interesting.
It is. We're seeing a whole new era of technology being born.
And it's up to us to shape its future.
But now let's talk about responsible AI development.
Yes. We need to talk about the risks and the ethics.
How is Google handling those things?
That's an important conversation.
It is.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Google's Gemini 2.0.
Yeah.
We've talked about all the amazing things these AI agents can do. They can generate content. They can interact with the digital world. They can even help us code.
It's pretty incredible.
But with all this power comes a big question.
Yeah, what's that?
How do we make sure this technology is developed and used responsibly?
That is the question, isn't it?
Yeah, because building these agents is one thing, but making sure they're used for good and actually benefit humanity, that's a whole other challenge.
It really is.
And it seems like Google is taking that responsibility pretty seriously.
Yeah, they seem to be.
They spend a lot of time in the blog post talking about their approach to responsible AI development.
Yeah, and it's good to see that they're thinking about these things.
Yeah, it's reassuring.
Definitely.
So what are they actually doing to make sure these agents are safe?
Well, they start with a really thorough internal review process.
Okay.
They have this thing called the Responsibility and Safety Committee.
Okay.
Or RSC for short. And it's specifically designed to evaluate the potential risks of their AI projects.
So it's like an internal ethics board.
Exactly.
Making sure everything aligns with Google's values.
Exactly.
What else do they do?
Well, they also do something really interesting called red teaming with AI.
Okay, I read about that.
Yeah, so basically they're using AI itself to test and challenge the safety of their other AI systems.
So they're basically trying to outsmart their own AI?
Yeah.
To find any weaknesses before they become problems in the real world.
Exactly. It's like having a digital watchdog.
I love that.
Guarding the digital henhouse.
And they said that Gemini 2.0's advanced reasoning abilities actually make this red teaming even more effective.
Yeah. It's not just about identifying risks, but about coming up with strategies to mitigate them.
So it's like a constant learning process where the AI is always being tested and improved to make it safer.
That's the goal.
But what about bias?
Yeah, that's a huge concern.
Because AI is trained on so much data, there's always a risk that it could pick up and amplify existing societal biases.
Definitely.
Which could lead to unfair outcomes.
Absolutely.
So how are they addressing that?
Well, they say they're constantly evaluating and training the AI.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to its image and audio output. They want to make sure that those outputs are fair and accurate and represent diverse perspectives.
So it's not just about the AI understanding our commands. It's about making sure the AI itself reflects the values of inclusivity and fairness that we want to see in the world.
That's a really important point.
And are they doing anything specific to prevent problems?
Yeah.
Like the individual agents?
Yeah, like with Project Astra.
Okay.
They're working on ways to prevent users from accidentally sharing sensitive information.
Right, because it's easy to imagine someone getting carried away in a conversation with their AI.
Exactly.
And telling it things they maybe shouldn't.
It could happen.
So are they doing anything to protect user privacy?
Yeah, they're working on controls that allow users to delete their interaction history.
Okay.
And they want to make sure that the agents are trustworthy and reliable sources of information.
Right.
So they're trying to prevent them from doing anything that could mislead or harm users.
It's all about building trust.
Exactly.
Right, because these agents need to be seen as helpful companions, not potential threats.
Definitely. And that focus on user trust is also a big part of their work with Project Mariner.
Okay. How so?
Well, they're doing things to prevent the AI from being manipulated by bad actors.
So even if someone tries to hack the AI, it won't do anything that could compromise my security or privacy.
That's the goal.
That's really reassuring.
They're even looking at ways for Mariner to recognize and reject potentially harmful instructions.
Okay, so like instructions that are hidden in emails or websites to protect me from scams and phishing attacks.
It's like a digital immune system for the internet.
I like that.
But at the end of the day, responsible AI development is about more than just technical solutions.
Right.
It's about really thinking about the social and ethical implications of this technology.
It's a constant process of learning and adapting and making sure that AI is aligned with our values.
And that's what makes this whole field so fascinating.
I know, right?
It's not just about writing code.
It's about shaping the future.
It really is.
Of how humans and technology interact.
Well said.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Gemini 2.0, what are your final thoughts?
I'm feeling a mix of excitement and cautious optimism.
Yeah, me too.
I think Gemini 2.0 is a huge step forward for AI, but it's up to all of us to make sure it's used for good.
We need to keep having these conversations about the potential benefits and risks.
Absolutely.
And we need to demand transparency from the companies that are developing these systems.
We need to be informed and engaged.
Yeah.
And we need to be committed to creating a future where AI helps humanity.
Not hurts it.
Exactly.
And remember, this blog post is just about Google's vision.
Right.
But what if this level of AI was available to everyone?
That's a great question.
What would you build?
What problems would you solve?
If you want to learn more, check out labs.google. It's full of information about these experiments and the future of AI.
Dive in and explore.
Yeah, let your imagination run wild.
Because the future of AI isn't something that's happening to us.
Right.
It's something we're all creating together.
That's a great way to put it.
And that wraps up our deep dive into Gemini 2.0.
Thanks for joining us.